What is up, everybody? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. I know it's been a while since I made my last video, but I wanted to share some interesting and disappointing news with you guys that I actually woke up to this morning. And what that article I saw this morning was this. So sorry about the blurriness and trying to get that in focus, but if you read that, you would know that PlayStation is shutting down and ceasing all operations on physical video games in 2028. But I will talk about that in a bit. What I want to talk about first is GTA 6. And I want to talk about why I'm not interested in it and mostly be the whole story of the physical game behind it, or therefore lack of. So the thing with GTA 6 is that I'm not really interested in the game. It mostly takes place in Florida, and I've actually never visited Florida and really never actually cared about it that much, and therefore I'm not really interested in the setting of GTA 6. So I was never interested when I saw the trailers and really interested in general. And that's kind of how I felt about GTA 5 at first, is in 2013 or 2014. I think it was 2013 when it came out. I wasn't really interested in it that much. But years later, I want to say around 2015, I actually really wanted to get the game and was really interested in what it had to offer. But the thing with GTA 6 is that I knew that it was going to be a high price point. The thing with video games these days, and what I said in general in all my past videos, is that gaming in general is just expensive. You were looking at $60 or above for a video game these days. Now, $60 has always been the norm, but considering the pre-order and ultimate edition of GTA 6 is $100, that's just crazy. The idea that you even paying, I think, $80 for even the regular edition is still crazy because you're locked out of a lot of features, especially for all the businesses you might get in the game and all the other content you might miss out on. So, I'm really mad about that because I'm not paying $100 for a video game, especially for an overhyped video game. And yes, GTA 6 might be overhyped. It might be a big game and it's very popular, but it's probably just going to be kind of just a normal game that they put a lot of work into. But we'll see. The other thing that I wanted to talk about GTA 6 is that they announced that there will be no physical version of the game, like no disc version. There will be a physical copy, but there will be a disc. It'll be a discless, and it'll be just a code in a box, which basically makes the kind of like the physical version useless. Yeah, you could display some nice art on the box, but the thing is, you're just going to get a code in the box, and it's basically the same as digital. And the whole thing is, I don't like that. The thing about physical video games is that you have to have a full game on the disc. And I'll talk about that later. But basically, with GTA 6, it's just going to be digital only. Rockstar will continue to control the prices of GTA 6 and make sure that they have complete control over what it is. If it's completely digital, yes, you can only get the digital copy. I mean, you could get a physical copy, but it's just going to be the same. Especially if you're pre-ordering the game, there's no limit of what you can buy. So I've seen some idiots out there who are like, oh yeah, I bought 50,000 copies of GTA 6, and it's kind of stupid because I'm like, there is no pre-order limit. You can pre-order how much you want to, but you're expecting everyone to buy off this, so it doesn't really make sense. So the whole thing with physical video games is that you need to actually have a disc, and the game has to be fully installed. Now, people are like, well, it's going to be like 600 plus gigabytes. Yes, but have you seen physical media these days? Like the ultra high definition, like the 4K versions of disc. I think those contain about 1,000 gigabytes or something like that. And so the thing is, they can include it on multiple discs. I don't care if it includes like 6 disc in a box. That's what you had back in the PC days, if you remember, is that you would put one disc in, it would install the data, and then you would put another disc in, install the data, put another disc in, install the data, and it basically transfers the data throughout all the discs into a complete game. The same thing is what happened on Red Dead Redemption 2. Or, if you remember, on Cyberpunk, is that they installed multiple data on the discs, and therefore that's how you installed the game. You had a data disc and you had a play disc. Same thing is what happened with GTA. They install one disc, second disc, and maybe a play disc. Who knows? But basically, they can do that. And the reason why I'm such a proponent of physical games is the idea of ownership. Is what does it say in 10 years the server shut down, or there's a huge EMP pulse at Rockstar, and you can never play the game again? And do you truly own the game? Because you could play it, but you only own it for some time. And that's the thing I'm kind of arguing against, is that when people are supporting these types of digital games, what's stopping them from deleting it from your account and you can never download or play it again? And that's what I'm thinking, and that's why I really care about GTA 6. GTA 6 is the biggest game in terms of its launch and how many people want it. And this is going to revolutionize the gaming way, in a good way or a bad way. And I think this is going to be a bad way, because based on the pricing, if they can get away with $100 for a game, who's to stop any other company from doing that? Sorry, I just got an update from my a notification. I'm going to ignore that. But who's going to stop other companies from charging that much? And the same thing goes with physical. If they are going to get away with going with away from discs, what's to stop every other company from doing the same? What if every company in the future just continually stops with discs in general? And that's what I'm scared of, is that I think that every company is going to go discless these days, because I think they want to control the market and control the pricing. And that's what I don't like about this industry, and just any industry in general, is because the whole idea of it is that you don't own anything, is that you don't physically own anything you buy. And so when I heard about the next topic of PlayStation is shutting down and seizing all operations on their physical games, I'm just like, well, basically that lost all my trust in PlayStation now. Because they aren't supporting physical games, it doesn't mean that I'm going to continue buying. It just means that I'm just going to stop supporting. I mean, the idea of them not creating games is crazy, because they made a commercial basically dunking on Xbox a long time ago, saying, here, I'm handing this to a friend, you can have it, you can play it, there's no restrictions, no DRM, no anything. But now they're like, yeah, we're shutting down all physical operations, you basically own nothing. And so I'm going to take this game, for example. This was the last full-price video game I bought from PlayStation. It's brand new. This was Astrobot. I've opened it, I played it, it's an amazing game. What's interesting about this, and basically any first-party PlayStation game, is that this is fully installed on the disc. This disc right here that I'm having in my hand, the full game of Astrobot is on this disc. And what I mean by this, and I think a lot of the internet is confused by this, is that if I shut my PlayStation off, behind me, right, back there behind me, from the internet, and totally disconnect it from any wireless at all, I can still install this disc without any connection whatsoever and still play this game. Isn't that so fascinating? That I can literally play this game from start to finish without any internet whatsoever from the console and beat it from start to finish. No updates, nothing. And I think that's the way every game should be these days. But people these days are like, well, yeah, you need to update. You need to install the rest of the game. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's the way it is now. It didn't used to be like this. This is the old way. You can fully install the game on the disc and play this without any internet connection whatsoever. But games like, I'm going to say the newest games like 007, is it Crimson Valley? Crimson something. That game, or basically Hogwarts Legacy, basically any game you need a full connection to install the full game. But with this and any other PlayStation game or kind of first party Nintendo game on the Switch 2, yeah, you have the full game on the disc or cart and you can play that from start to finish. But these games is what I want from the industry. But the industry is actually leading it away from that. They want you to fully, even if you have the disc, they want you to fully install it from the internet because they want to completely control the pricing and what you get from the game. For example, the GTA games, the old ones, and even GTA 5, for example, throughout the decades, there's been licensing issues with music. The music has changed from game to game. And so if you play the original GTA 3, I think, on PS2, and you compare that to what you have with GTA 3 with the remastered, there's going to be a slight discrepancy in the music. Why? Because there's whole licensing issues. And that's the thing with the industry is they want you to control what's in the game and the pricing of it. And if they go completely discless, you're not going to have control of anything. And that's what's so scary and what I'm scared about in general is that if we go completely discless, is that no one's going to have control of anything. And you know what's even scarier? People do not care right now. They do not care at all. They just want to go with the flow, be like, oh, subscriptions are just what it is now. I just will pay for what I want. It's no big deal. It's just media at the end of the day, right? But no, it shouldn't be like that. It should just be like, oh, I want complete control of my games. I want complete control of my music, my movies. I want to actually own the stuff I do. And the thing with convenience is that people don't want 100 of these cases. They just want a console. They just want to bounce from game to game easily. They don't want to transfer discs. The thing is that people will choose convenience over a physical version, which basically means that owning stuff in this world is basically dead. With the boomer generation, and especially with kind of Gen Alpha, is that they really don't care about owning stuff. They will just be like, whatever, it's just what it is these days. You have the option to subscribe or not subscribe. I'm like, well, it shouldn't be like that. For example, what I mean is that if I'm going to watch, if someone tells me, you have to watch this movie, I'm like, well, what platform does this movie exist on? It's option A, B, C, D, E, or F. And I have to go search for where it is and who owns it because I have to either subscribe to it or be like, oh, it's on this platform. I have to log into this and finally watch it. Instead of be like, oh, here's Netflix. I can just all watch everything on here and we're good. But no, that doesn't exist these days because everyone wants to own a piece of the portion of the pie and basically have their own money. And if everyone goes discless, they have their own digital and they own everything they do in terms of the consumer. So when I hear that PlayStation is actually going discless in the future in 2028, I'm really sad about this. But luckily for me, I saw this coming. And I pretty much bought every physical game I want that I want to play. Now, it's not going to be like that for every game, but most games. I've collected on the PS3, PS4, and PS5, and even all the PSP games I want. Which is ironic, for the PSP, because PSP is mostly digital. You can pretty much play and download any PSP game and just download that and play it through an emulator. But the thing is, because PlayStation doesn't really care about PS Vita and PSP these days, they mostly care about the PS5 and owning it. And that's why we see that they want to go completely discless, so they own everything and to control that in their own environment. and they don't have to worry about the third party. And so for me, I've been collecting a bunch of physical video games, and I think that's the way I'm going to have it. For me, I love having a physical collection because I know there are risks in the physical realm that can destroy my collection, like fires, earthquakes, etc. But the thing is, for the foreseeable future, I own the content I do. As long as I have this in my hands and completely own this and have it, because I even have the manual in here. I have the map. I have a disc. Basically, I own this game and I have it forever. And what I mean by that is that with all my games, as long as I can play them, I can always own them. Or other way around. As long as I own them, I can play them. And this is great because for the foreseeable future, I mean, for the next 30 years, I have tons of games I can play. I would think of 3 series alone that can keep me busy for the next 12 years. And that is Mass Effect, Mafia, and Yakuza. All those games combined, playing through all of them with the limited time I have, yeah, that's going to take me a long time to finish, and I have a huge backlog along with the other 50 games I have to play. So why do I have to embrace the new industry when I can just continue with the old? And I really think that people should do that, is that there's tons of old video games out there. And what I mean that is that there's ones on NES, there's ones on the original PlayStation, the Dreamcast. You can even go to PS2, the Wii era. There's a lot of video games out there. There's also a lot of bad ones, but you can mostly play a lot of the good ones, and they were great video games back in the day. And I think that people should embrace this and support physical media with even the old one, with whatever you can, from your local video game store, GameStop, wherever you can, because we need to support this industry, and where it's headed right now, I don't like it. And I'm not going to continue to support it. And what's ironic is that PlayStation said this is going to start any new video games in 2028, January 2028. And guess when my subscription ends from PlayStation? January 2028. So that's ironic because I don't think I'm going to continue supporting PlayStation any further. I think that once it's done, it's done. I'm going to just play whatever games I have left and replay, because right now, the video game I have been playing right now and I'm addicted to is The Last of Us. I've been platinuming The Last of Us, been replaying it and listening to the director's commentary, enjoying it. And then once that's over, I'm going to go to The Last of Us Part 2. Those were amazing video games, and The Last of Us is my favorite video game of all time. Nothing is ever going to change that. And it's just a tremendously beautiful video game that everyone has to experience. Maybe not everyone will agree with the story, but everyone will agree with this one thing I will say. It is the most visually pleasing and most beautiful video game you'll play. And what I mean by that is they put the most detail into their video game. The idea that there's plants growing on everything, that you literally have cars broken down and rusted, the idea that you have water that has algae in it, that everything's just broken down over time, and I think that The Last of Us nailed that. But anyways, the idea that I can still go back and play The Last of Us on my PS3, PS4, PS5, and basically any old game that still exists, I can go back and play. And I think that's beautiful, because I think we need to support that these days. And I think that everyone should be playing the old video games that were great back in the day. And we should support that realm of video game and not anything that's new. Mass Effect, for example, was a great video game series. But BioWare screwed it up when they made Anthem. Yeah, Anthem was terrible. Now, should I think that Anthem should exist these days for people that want to play it? Yes. But unfortunately, that went discless, and it was completely online, and you didn't really truly own the game, so that is lost to time. And so, that brings me up to my next point, is that with discless, if everything goes discless and is completely online, And how will you be able to truly own and re-download the games you want to that are shut down, you know? Everything should be completely offline. Even if it is diskless, I feel like it should be a single-player video game in a way that you should be able to download it to an offline server, and you should always have access to it no matter what you want. So even if the servers do go offline, or the company does go offline, or if there's no way you can download it, you can still download it to your console or your PC and just have it forever. GOG on that instance, on the PC side, is great in that way. Is that they have a whole preservation program. It's DRM free, so when you buy a game from GOG, you own it forever. You have all the access to all the files. You own that game forever, and you'll always have access to that game, and it will never be stripped from you. That's what I like about GOG. Compared to the rest of the industry, where no, if you try to buy a video game like The Crew but the servers go away, you don't own it forever. But that's just The Crew in general. So I really want people to wake up and realize that physical media is important. GTA 6 is just the beginning. Or it's kind of like even the halfway point, because I've been saying this forever, is that I really think we need to support physical media any way we can. So I'm going to grab this movie, a collection of movies, which is The Avengers. Now this is 4 movies, all on Blu-rays, basically fully installed on the disc. I don't have to subscribe to Disney Plus to watch them. I just put them in and I watch it. There's no ads, there's no anything. And I really want people to actually embrace this. And it may be inconvenient for a lot of people, but the thing is, if we support inconvenience now, it's going to be even more inconvenient in the future. Because they control the pricing, they control what's on there, they control what we watch. And I think that if we allow the government and any institution or business to do this, basically we give our rights up forever. And if we surrender now, we basically should just surrendering forever and just be a pawn to what they have. And now I may sound like a guy with a tinfoil hat saying all this about physical media, but it is very important. People need to realize how important physical media is. And that's why I think a lot of people have been embracing records and everything like that, even CDs, is because they don't want to sign up for Spotify or Apple Music. They don't want to be tied to a subscription service. They want to just own the music they have and just enjoy it. And I think that's what's lost about the media these days. And that's why I'm so mad about even PlayStation announcing this, because I'm like, well, we don't own anything. I feel like we need to embrace what we truly own and don't need to surrender to these guys. But no, we allow this stuff to happen. I feel like we need to lobby against this. Go to your senators, complain about it online like I am. Do everything we can to fight against this, because this is just not acceptable in this world. I don't like the idea that everything is so screwed up these days. Gas prices, immigration, online, climate change, war. Like, everything is just so screwed up in this world, and we're just allowing it to happen. And if we allow companies to go diskless and go get rid of physical media, we can basically just say goodbye to entertainment forever. Because if this allows this to happen, let's say this is $10 now and everything is going diskless and everything's just digital, and the digital goes up from 40 to 80, this goes up to 2. And so, this should remain like at $20, but the digital will remain at 80. So, sorry, I'm trying to think, because I'm just so frustrated at this point. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that at GTA 6 and PlayStation, I am basically done supporting them now. I will continue to collect the old stuff they used to make back in the day, any new video game, probably the last full priced video game I'm gonna buy is the new Lofe. No, the new Kratos wife game. I think it's Lofe. And buy that. I know it's probably going to be a full price video game on the disc, and I'm going to support it, but that might be the last one. And it might be a great game, yes, but the thing is, I won't buy anything else. I'm done. Like, there's nothing that interests me in the video game industry. Again, the last full price video game I bought was Astrobot. How long ago was that? That was like at least 2 years ago. And I haven't bought a video game since. Nothing has interested me, or I don't want to pay $60 or $70 for a video game. I want it to drop. So, what do I learn from this? Is that I really want people to encourage and support physical media. I want people to buy into it. I want people to support it. And if you don't, just continue to share it with others, because, or at least believe in it. Because if you don't believe in it, then basically everything you own and any entertainment is dead to you in the future. And so that's what I'm really hyped up about, is that I really want physical media to be sustainable, and I really want it to live on. That way we have true ownership of what we have. And if we just let it to die, well, there's nothing we can enjoy anymore. But like I said, I've been collecting stuff from past generations that will last me for the next 30 years. So I'm good, and I'll continue to support the old one. I even have a PS3 back there because I support the PS3 fully, even though everything digitally about the PS3 is dead. But it's alright. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a huge rant, and there's a lot to unpack here, especially between the digital of GTA 6 and PlayStation. But basically, hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of The Last of Us. I've been playing some Siege as usual, and just relaxing. And then hopefully you guys are doing well with the video games you have been enjoying. Let me know what games you have been playing and just enjoying between Xbox or Nintendo and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of games out there, a lot of bad ones too. I know on Nintendo's side, Donkey Kong Bonanza released, and there's been other games like Poketopia or something like that. So there's some good games on the Nintendo side, and then some good games just in general that were released. But in general, that's my whole rant about physical media, because I really think it's going to die very soon, and I don't support it. I don't like it. I hate it, and I wish other people would just wake up and realize that basically if you give into this, entertainment is dead. And so let me know what you guys think, and with lots of love and respect, you guys, I will see you guys later, and peace out and bye.